Riot's been cooking, but this is not a Void event. Season 2024 is bringing in big changes, and Riot were kind enough to send me assets and information on what's happening, and we'll be starting in the Baron pit. Baron will still be spawning at 20 minutes, however when he spawns one of three things will happen. Nothing at all, you'll just have his standard pit, which they are now calling the Hunting Baron. You have the Territorial Baron, where he has a little wall, or the third option is the All-Seeing Baron, where there's a tunnel. Baron will have different special attacks based on which terrain he spawns with. So the default pit with the Hunting Baron blasts all nearby enemies with lightning from above. The Territorial Baron will use his creepy hands to pull in champions towards him, and the All-Seeing Baron opens a Void Rift that creates a damage over time zone within the tunnel. Now you know what's happening with Baron, let's talk about Shelly. The Rift Herald will now spawn at 14 minutes. As for crushing the eye, that will remain the same. However, the user or an allied champion will be able to right-click Shelly in order to jump onto it. The player will then be able to steer the Rift Herald and command it to charge forward. While you're manually controlling it, if you charge Shelly into a turret, that will deal more damage than if you weren't. After colliding with terrain or a turret, the champion riding will get knocked off. And since Shelly's spawning at 14 minutes, that means something's taken their place in the early game, which are these Void Grubs. A max of 6 can spawn, each with their own individual respawn timer. Attacking the Grubs will cause them to spawn Void Mites that will attack you, however, killing the Void Grubs gives a really nice buff. The buff gives your team a dot you can apply to turrets just by basic attacking them, and you can also stack the buff to 6. At 5 stacks, the buff will make it so you can periodically spawn 1 Void Mite to help you while attacking structures. When you have 6 stacks, it'll be 2 Void Mites. The more stacks of the buff and the more people attacking the turret, the stronger the dot will be. So top laners, you'll need to take some initiative and help to take these, since the buffs will help your entire team. Riot have also clarified saying the Void Mite's health will constantly decrease after they spawn, so they won't be around forever. And that's everything for Baron Pit. Now let's talk about the rest of the jungle. At the 20-minute mark, this is when the jungle will start spawning some of the Void monsters. When either Red, Blue, or Scuttle spawn after the 20-minute mark, they'll spawn as their Voidborn variant. Void versions are stronger, but their respective buffs are now given to your entire team, excluding dead allies. And the Voidborn Scuttle will send out a massive Scryer's Bloom effect, revealing all champs' wards in an area, and then all the wards revealed will be reduced down to 1 HP. Now for the terrain changes coming in. The biggest terrain change to the jungle will be the additional walls directly across from the Dragon and Baron pits. In mid lane, the brush is pushed back slightly, and if the enemy wants to gank from your blue, they might have to take a few turret shots to do so. Riot have said this provides more safety for the less mobile champions. Top and bottom are getting a brush added to the middle of the river, with bot lane also getting a tri-bush added on the red side for symmetry. Riot did this to try eliminate any side-based advantages. And with these changes, there have been small changes for the dragons. No changes for Cloud, Chemtech, or Hextech, but Riot have said a few of the small walls and brushes for Mountain Drake and Ocean Drake will be moved. And Infernal Drake gets really interesting. The Infernal Rift will cause Infernal Cinders to spawn around the map. Each cinder will give the champion that picked it up adaptive stats and a burst of movement speed. Upon death, champions will drop half their cinders, which then can be picked up by allies or enemies. But now into the last big topic of Season 2024, items. Mythics are gone, there's new items coming, items are getting rebalanced. Unfortunately, I don't have a full list. However, I will be telling you everything Riot did tell me, which let's start with support items. There is now only one support item you buy, which executes minions place wards. However, while there's only one item you buy, at stage 3 you'll be able to upgrade it into one of 5 items. The 5 items are essentially broken into classes: engaged tanks, enchanters, wardens, selfish mages, which they used Brand and Lux as an example, and fighters, which they said support set. Riot said that every champion they could think of for support could pick at least 2 of these items and it would be good options. Sadly, I got no idea what stats they give, so I can't tell you. However, Riot did show these 4 items, which obviously they can easily change, just pinch of salt. Obviously, until it releases, stats can change, but these are 4 examples of some new items that you'll be able to see. As for everything else, mages are apparently getting the most new items, ADCs are getting the least because they received some in the mid-season update. Obviously some of the mythics have been turned into regular items, but we have to just wait until the PvE to all know exactly what's happening. I probably won't be posting any of them anywhere, but Spiderax will definitely on Twitter, and also the wiki. But that's basically everything. Oh, Riot did say Hullbreaker isn't being removed, but apparently it's being tweaked. Anyway, that's everything I know and everything I can relay to you. It'll be on the PvE tonight along with Hui, and we should see it on the live servers very shortly.